What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about customizing your keyboard layout and also talking about keyboard shortcuts. I'm going to show you how to remove them, change them, adjust them. By customizing the keyboard for shortcuts, it's going to speed up and make your editing process much more efficient and save you tons of time. Now let's get started. Now if you notice here, I have Premiere Pro open. This is just the standard editing layout. In order to get the keyboard shortcut menu, come up here where it says Premiere Pro. Click it, go down the halfway down where it says Keyboard Shortcuts. Click on that, and it's going to prompt us to the Keyboard Shortcut panel. Now you notice you'll see the keyboard kind of layout here, and you're going to see three different colors represented. You're going to see gray, purple, and then turquoise. Some keys have purple and turquoise, some just have turquoise and gray. So the main difference is, first of all, the ones that are gray have nothing assigned to them. If you click F9, clearly it's highlighted. You'll come down here in the command menu, which normally will tell you what the shortcuts are for whatever key you select. Clearly this has nothing, so that means it's a dead key, but that doesn't mean you can't assign something to that. But I'll show you how to do that later in the video. And if you head down here to the bottom, it kind of gives you an example of what they're talking about as far as the purple and the turquoise. So it's saying application shortcuts purple are active regardless of panel focus, meaning if it's just generally open, the purple function will be the one that's prominent. But then the panel shortcuts that have the green will override the shortcuts, the purple ones, whenever that specific panel is in focus. So for example, when you're in the timeline you're editing, if there's a green option for that button that's specifically for the timeline, it'll activate the green one versus the purple one. It's kind of confusing, but I'll show you right now. So let's just pick a letter. Let's just go to the N key. So the N's saying it's a rolling edit tool. There's no turquoise, so you don't have to worry about that. So now it's just one color, which is purple. So if we come down here to the commands that are associated with the N key, so it's saying if we just click N by itself, it'll activate the rolling edit tool. But if we hold down Command in addition to N, it'll activate the sequence. If you go down to the bottom one, to the next, which is the Option key, it's saying there's nothing there. So Option plus N means nothing. So you can always tell here. So say you come over here and we click Command also. So it's saying Command plus N, that's where you get the sequence. But if we click Option and undo Command, Option and N, there's nothing in there. So you head down here and you can see here there's nothing connected to that function. If we undo Option and we go to Shift N, that's also empty too. So we can add whatever we want to those different features, which I'm going to show you how to do right now. So let's just say I want to make it so Option N has a specific thing. I like to nest a lot of clips. Sometimes I'll do a lot of different effects and I want to nest them together. So let's come down here. So once we've highlighted these two things, which the Option N, and obviously we verify there's nothing there, we can come over here to the left and we can search. So these are all the different tools. These are all the different features. Every feature that's in Adobe Premiere Pro, you can grab them and assign to a specific key or a combination of keys like Command N, Option N, and so on. So we're going to stick with Option N. So I'm going to come here and look for nesting because I nest quite a bit. So you can either come over here to where right underneath where it says shortcut. If you click on it, you have that, and then you can actually hit Option N. So now you'll see it places inside there. So if you go to click Option and End again, now it's saying we've assigned the nesting option there. Or as long as they're highlighted like this, Option End, you can just drag it and place it on the button. As long as the two are highlighted, so you're verifying you want it to be Option plus End and let go. Now you come over here and you realized under the Option plus End, you've assigned the nesting. And I'm going to undo Option and I'm going to undo the N. Let's just say that same tool I wanted to apply to F9 randomly. I can grab nesting and bring it up and apply to F9. So now when I clicked F9, nesting is the shortcut. So you can apply multiple shortcuts if you want, or you can do it in a combination. Whichever way you like, it's fully customizable. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to come over here and delete this and that. Now let's talk about the ones that have the two different versions with the letter C that we've highlighted. So those are the two different commands, the purple and the green. So if we hover over the first one, which is the vertical type tool, or we hover over the razor, it's saying the razor tool will be activated in general Adobe application. But if you hover over this, it says the legacy titler panel. Whenever you're working in the legacy titler panel, that's when if you click C, it'll activate the vertical type tool, not the razor tool. So like it says back down here at the bottom of the panel, whichever ones are purple are usually active regardless of the panel focus. But if you do have a specific panel open you're working in, like we just talked about with the titler panel, then it would shift to the green one and override the original. But traditionally, the purple will be dominant, assuming you're in the general layout of Premiere Pro. So let's just say we've customized everything. Let's just say we want to do the nesting to actually F9. We realize that's the perfect one. So F9 is now nesting. So now we've changed all the buttons how we want, and now we want to save it for the future. Come over here for this layout and you click Saved As. We're going to type out best layout ever. So that's whatever you decide to name it, you can name it that. Click OK. And now you notice here you have the best layout ever with the keyboard shortcut F9 for nesting. But say you want to take it back to the original. We're going to take it back to Adobe Premiere Pro default. So now we're in then, and you'll notice here F9 does not have that nest shortcut anymore because this is just the default. You can always find the best layout ever by clicking the drop-down menu, heading down here, best layout ever. Now you go back to your customized layout. And if you close it from here, every time you open it on, it'll keep it on the last profile that was established. So if you come up here and go to keyboard shortcuts once again, it's already going to start out in the best layout ever because that's the one we left it as. Now you can save multiple profiles, multiple keyboard layouts. So if you live with a spouse, if you have a family, other people you edit with, whatever it may be, you can just toggle between whichever keyboard layout that suits you and your workflow. Or if you come from a different editing background and say you're used to Final Cut or Avid, you can just switch here to the old Final Cut, or if you're an Avid, or go back to the traditional Adobe Premiere. And if you decide you want to delete a profile, say you've done it and you feel like it's kind of just confused and you want to restart from scratch, come down here, activate the best layout ever, click delete. It'll just ask you, obviously, if you want to confirm that's what you want to do. Click OK. Boom, it's gone. Come back here. You're ready to start from scratch again. But I highly suggest, as you learn and get familiar with it, to customize certain keys for shortcuts because it saves a tremendous amount of time and makes you so much more efficient in your editing. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more videos like this, please subscribe to the channel. That being said, have a great day. Later.